Hey everyone, Jeff here, and I finally got one of the 4K packages that I've been chasing after for a long time. Hey everyone, thanks for coming back to the channel. Today we're going to be diving into Dawn of the Dead on 4K. I got the 4K release from Second Sight over in the UK, so I'm going to talk about where you guys can pick this up, but I'm also going to do a 4K review on the video, the audio, we'll talk packaging and special features, and give you a recommendation on whether or not you should be upgrading this one from the out-of-print Blu-ray, if you have that, or more likely, a lot of you probably have the DVD, so we'll talk through all of that in this review. So Dawn of the Dead here on 4K comes to us from a place called Orbit DVD. I've been searching for this one for a while, and Orbit DVD was a local video store out of Asheville, North Carolina. Great small business there. They have tons of boutique stuff. They must have got some copies from the UK. They were selling them for about $40, and they shipped it to me in 2 days. It showed up really quickly. Media mail shipping was super fast right up the East Coast, and I got it for a good price. So that's why I hadn't picked it up yet. Pricing had been really high, and the limited edition was out of print and selling for a crazy amount of money. So I was just looking for a good price on the standard edition and a place that wasn't going to gouge me on shipping, and that's where Orbit DVD came in for me. For the 4K visuals here, Second Sight went back and they got the original 35mm camera negative, and they did a new 4K scan with HDR color grading. Now the previous Blu-ray from Anchor Bay is sort of one of the notorious out of print, hard to find, and expensive Blu-rays, at least in the US. I managed to find one at a thrift store a couple years back, but I actually sold it about a year ago to buy some other movies. I sold it for, much more than I bought at the thrift store and got a good price for it. But I vaguely remember that disc, and then I was able to reference some screen caps online to give myself a better idea, but it was what I remembered. The Anchor Bay disc is sort of poor. The Blu-ray disc was very tinted yellow and orange, which for a while made me think that was how the movie was supposed to look. But on this 35mm new rescan on 4K, Second Sight has really given us a much more natural feel, and they've removed that sort of artificial yellow-orange tint from a lot of the scenes, and I think it improves the image dramatically. Colors are much more natural, skin tones are much more natural, blacks are black, whites are white. It's a nice balanced color grade that they've put on this with the help of HDR. So that's a massive improvement. But I also noticed an improvement over the Blu-ray because the Blu-ray, in my opinion, I don't know this for sure, but it looks like it had some DNR, some grain scrubbing. It was almost a little too smooth and too clean. And Anchor Bay, sometimes they did that with some of their stuff. So I wouldn't be surprised. It was an early Blu-ray release in the early days of the format. And if you look at the screenshots, you can sort of see where it was very smooth. And while that may look good to some people, removing the grain from the image actually makes you lose some detail and lose some of that real fine edge quality that real film grain can give you. So with the 4K here, you can see that the grain is back. It's, not heavy. It's really well balanced, and they did a great job maintaining that filmic look and feel, but maintaining the detail and the quality of 35mm, but not going into this DNR, like smoothing, scrubbing of grain that I believe was done on the Anchor Bay Blu-ray release. So I appreciate it a lot. It looks much better. It looks much more authentic, and it is more detailed and a lot cleaner along the edges. The quality is much higher on 4K than what that Blu-ray disc could give you. So at this point, visually, this 4K package blows away the Blu-ray release from Anchor Bay, and if you can still get a decent price for it on eBay, I would say sell your copy, and if you can get 30, 40, 50 bucks, well worth picking up the 4K release from Second Sight if you can get your hands on it. This was also supervised by the director of photography, so it had some supervision from the original crew, which is why I do think this color grading is more consistent with what they probably wanted on this release. It makes me feel much better about the restoration, but they've done a great job. Second Sight, not only did they scan the theatrical cut from the original camera negative, they went back and did the extended cut and the Argento cut in 4K. So you get all three of those cuts here with new 4K scans, varying levels of quality across those, but I compared the theatrical cut because that's what was available on Blu-ray previously. Honestly though, all three of them look pretty good. They obviously have their soft moments, and they have their moments where things aren't perfect, but the Blu-ray had that moment too. It's a source issue. It's not an issue with the transfer. Dawn of the Dead has never looked so good. I don't think it can look any better than it does here. This is a must-own for horror fans, zombie fans, Romero fans, just fans of 4K in general. You need to own this collection. Now for audio, each of the cuts has different audio. The extended cut only has the mono audio, but both Both the Argento cut and the theatrical cut have mono, stereo, and 5.1. These are all DTS HD master audio tracks, and honestly, I think my favorites are either the mono or the stereo. I think I prefer stereo because you get a little bit more from the fronts, but mono is also very good. That's just a one-channel track. You're going to want a strong center channel speaker, but the 5.1 was a little underwhelming. It felt a little gimmicky. It felt like it was a 5.1 track, sure, but that they sort of just like plopped different effects in the back surround speakers, and that 95% of the sound was still coming front and center from your center speaker. So it was a little gimmicky. It was a little, not my favorite. I think the stereo and the mono are going to be much better for you, and if you're a purist, you're going to like those, and they sound a lot better than 5.1. By all means, try them all out and decide which one you like. I think they're all great. They sound great. Dialogue is great. Everything sounds really good. The score is good. Like, they're great audio tracks. I think I'd go stereo with these. I really liked the stereo 2.0 DTS HD track. It just really packed a good punch and was more than enough for this movie. So now the packaging here, like I said, I've got the standard edition, but this standard edition is as good as most Arrow Video limited editions. You get this really nice hard box set. Reminds me of Arrow Video a lot. Dawn of the Dead on the front, got a little quote in the back from the movie poster, and then opening this up. So this is a fold-out case. But each of the discs has their own disc center, so that's good. Like, we're not just putting them in folding sleeves or anything like that. But you do have each of the cuts has their own 4K disc. You got theatrical, you got Argento, you got extended, and then you have a Blu-ray special features disc is the 4th disc. So it's a 4-disc set, very high quality packaging, great artwork. Really solid cardboard. Overall, love the set. And then the special features are also pretty impressive. So now the special features are actually loaded. There's hours of features. There's a 60-minute feature called Zombies and Bikers with a bunch of people who worked on the movie. Tom Savini, Christine Forrest, Tom Dubinsky. There's a new Memories of Monroeville, a tour of the mall with Tom Savini and others. That's 30 minutes long. New Raising the Dead, production logistics with Michael Gornick, Christine Forrest, Tom Dubinsky, John Amplis. New The FX of Dawn of the Dead with Tom Savini, a 13-minute featurette. Another one about dummies and that they used on the set. The Lost Romero interviews, previously unreleased archive footage, 20 minutes long. Some Super 8 Mall footage, more archive footage. The Document of the Dead, the extended cut, so a little documentary behind the scenes. Optional commentary on that as well. The Dead Will Walk 2014 documentary, which is 80 minutes long. I mean, this has multiple documentaries, multiple commentary tracks, a whole host of new features that aren't just like 2-minute features. They're an hour long, 30 minutes long, 20 minutes long. There are hours and hours of bonus features on that 4th disc, and you get the commentary tracks on all 3. I mean, this is an amazing set for $40. I feel like I got a bargain to get every cut of the movie on 4K, all of these special features, this awesome packaging, brand new 4K scans with HDR10 and HDR10 Plus. I mean, just really a great value. I mean, I don't think you could spend $40 any better if you're a horror movie fan than on Second Sight's Dawn of the Dead release. This is high quality stuff, and I'm really liking what Second Sight's doing, and I cannot wait to check out more of their 4K stuff. So that's it for the review. If you want to pick up Dawn of the Dead on 4K, I'll leave you a couple links. Orbit DVD was where I got mine, so that'll be the first link, but I'll try to find a couple other places for you. The big thing is, don't get price gouged, don't get gouged on shipping. Try to find someone in the US who's like a boutique video store who's got a couple copies, because Orbit DVD sent this right from their North Carolina location to me. Loved what they did with their packaging. They sent some stickers. It was really cool, and it was quick shipping. So I'd recommend them first and foremost, but I'll give you a few options. And if you're in Europe or you're in the UK, this is a must-have. I know it's been out for a while, and I'm a little bit behind on this review, but that's because I was trying to find it for the right price and get a good deal on it, and I finally did, and I feel great about owning this movie, especially since it's been a hole in my collection since I sold Dawn of the Dead a year and a half ago on Blu-ray, expecting to get this one pretty quickly after, and then it's taken me this long. So super happy to have it back in my collection, and really happy to have this unbelievably well done 4K set from Second Sight. So thanks for watching. If you guys enjoyed this, make sure you like the video and subscribe so you never miss another video like this. I have reviews, podcasts, collection updates, all sorts of content around movies and movie collecting and physical media. So I think you guys will like this stuff. Also, make sure you follow me on social media and check out all the other links in my description for ways you can support partners who support me that help support the channel and my content, but also our partners as well. So everybody wins. So thanks for watching. Have a great rest of your day. Stay safe and healthy out there. Don't turn into a zombie, and I'll talk to you guys soon.